Hello everyone! So I went down to NASA Kennedy Space Center down in Florida for the launch of the final Dragon cargo, which was a mission through SpaceX launched on the Falcon 9 Block 5 rocket. And that was just about a week ago, it was March 6th. And so I took a whole bunch of awesome footage and content that I can't wait to share with you all. So I split this video into 3 different segments. The first one is going to be talking about what exactly is going to be on this mission. So it's myself as well as my friend Samantha Ballard, who is an RNC physicist, and we talk a little bit with you guys about the research that is now on the ISS thanks to that mission. The second video is going to be me bringing you guys behind the scenes at Kennedy Space Center. So going inside the vehicle assembly building, checking out a close-up of the Falcon 9 Block 5 rocket with that Dragon cargo capsule on top. And then, of course, the launch itself. So we're going to be going through a lot of footage. I cut it down from about 2 hours to 48 minutes, and I'm going to separate that in 3 segments for you guys. So here's the first one, which is going to be talking about what exactly is the research that launched on the CRS20 mission. Here we go. Hello, all my space peeps. Well, as you notice, I am not here alone. I am here with RC Sam, and we're out here on a boat. I am so excited because we came down for this launch. So we kind of wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about what exactly is going to be going up on this Falcon 9 rocket. It's the Block 5 configuration, the final launch for the Dragon capsule, the Dragon cargo capsule that is, because the next Dragon is going to have people on it, right? I am so excited. Dragon crew. Yes. I can't wait for that. So we're going to start out with doing a cheers, and then we're going to chat with you guys. Cheers. RC Sam right here is an RNC physicist. She's studying amazing things coming from NASA satellites about wind currents, doing things that really are helping change how we look at our climate. You know, let you explain a little bit.
Yeah, improving weather and ocean models is primarily my research. So I am working with satellite data. I'm getting my PhD in air-sea physics at the University of Miami. And I was a former NASA intern, so I interned at NASA Goddard. And this is my first time going to NASA on the Space Coast. And this is actually my first launch ever.
So exciting, yes. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about why this launch is so special and pretty much like what's going to be on it. So like as I mentioned, this is the final launch for the Dragon cargo capsule. So what exactly that means is it's been a 10-year journey since SpaceX created their Dragon capsule. So meant for cargo missions, meaning bringing supplies up to the space station. Yeah, this mission is going to be bringing things up from like stem cell research to different supplies.
Water droplets. Adidas,
yeah.
It's a really cool study that's about water drop formations, and it's important to study microgravity because it's basically this technique to conserve water. And by doing that, they actually are manipulating the size of water droplets and also the momentum of them, so their speed. And we all want more water pressure. I think that's always what we want in the shower.
I always change my shower heads when I move into a new apartment just because it's like, like I love that pressure of the water.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but it's actually not pressure that we're feeling. It's really momentum. So, basically they want to conserve water and they want to do it in the most efficient way. So they are doing tests in microgravity, and basically the bigger the droplets and the faster the speed, so it basically allows them to use less water. And so that's great for us on Earth. So many countries can benefit from that. So
they don't have fresh water. They don't have access to that. And we really need to start learning how to conserve water. So to study this type of stuff in space is just like awesome. Something else I loved that's going to be going up to the International Space Station is 2 different types of stem cell research. One of them is going to be on the intestines. So it's going to be an organ chip. So the company actually working on it is called Humulate. Specifically, it is studying that human enteric physiology. So what that pretty much just means is, of course, the immunity of the human body. I want to be able to understand like the susceptibility to infection. When you're in space, you are having a weakened, like a lot of things, weakened muscles mass, weakened bone density. So is it also affecting your immune system? Is it weakening that? And how can we combat that? Yeah. So then there's also this company that was created through ESA, so European Space Agency, called Bartolomeo.
And Airbus.
And Airbus, yes. and they're creating something that to me kind of looked like Tetris. So when they were playing the video, it literally looked like pieces of a puzzle connecting to the ISS. And what they're actually doing is they're allowing for separate compartments for people to actually like launch their science to it and be able. They allow for like 12 compartments. I remember the CEO was talking about that today. So they're reusable. So like if someone has a contract for 36 months, they can put their experiment up there, and then after their contract is over, they're able to like kind of remanufacture it and like kind of clean it out and allow for someone else to now go up there. So it's really great because it's not only commercial run, but it's also like more open to the public. People are able to send their stuff up more, and it's easier, it's more accessible, and it's just like what you said about when we're going to be living on Mars. We're going to want that accessibility. We're going to want to be able to like we're probably going to have a space station orbiting Mars. So as you guys know right now, like the astronauts have grown lettuce and everything like that through Veggie program. There is also Tech Shot, so shout out to you guys. Definitely go follow them on Instagram and Twitter, Tech Shot Inc. And they're creating some really cool technology where it looks like a little flower pot, but it pretty much, and I'm gonna show you guys some like video content right now because I got to record them explaining
Kennedy
it.
Space Center, made out of parts that we procured at Home Depot. And we did a number of grow-up studies growing different kinds of plants within it, demonstrating the feasibility. You may have seen the zinnia plants that were grown on the International Space Station in Veggie. So we had almost a year of growth of zinnia.
It's so cool because it's an automated watering system for the plant itself. So you would plant the seed, put it in a specific type of soil, and this system would allow for water to come inward, not drown out the seed.
And then in the substrate, the interface, we put slow dissolving fertilizer pellets, okay, which slowly release the nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and micronutrients that plants need to grow. So again, everything is contained within this plant cylinder. We also have fooled around with injecting nutrient solutions into the exterior reservoir, but we're not doing this during this flight. So I just want to add one thing. So there are two quick disconnect ports. So one of them, and you can see here, injects water into the bottom of the external reservoir, okay? And the other one injects water into the plant cylinder, not cupcake. So you can have a more controlled distribution of water to start off the experiment, to get early germination prior to adding more water to the exterior reservoir. And that's something that we're testing during the spaceflight experiment. We're actually testing 3 different configurations and 2 different ways of initiating the Pons unit in microgravity.
Right now, the next thing they're setting up, which they're super excited about, are peppers. Peppers. I love it. We love peppers. And it's just like super exciting that that's going to be sent up. They brought me inside of the facility where the camera equipment actually is, what type of light they use for the plants, and then the different technology. Yeah, so I'm going to share all that footage now with you guys. Like as I'm talking, you're literally looking at this. It's so cool. And I just, I feel so honored to be able to even be there and talk with what they're doing. One other thing about it that's really cool is they team up with universities. So I actually I got exchange info with one of the guys because they have schools, over 200 schools around the country.
I love that.
They volunteer to be citizen scientists to grow these crops, these veggies. So the more abundant they're able to grow it, the better it's going to end up being in space because they're learning more from it. They're gathering data, they're gathering evidence of what made these grow so well and these not grow so well, and tweaking that.
Getting everyone involved in the process of science and getting people excited about science. So of the collaboration and the community.
Yeah, we'll drop some links for you guys in the bio so that you can actually check out some of these places.
What work we're doing today is groundbreaking work in the sense that we're trying to set the stage to demonstrate that we can grow plants in space successfully, reliably, and do it in such a way that uses minimal resources and provides as much edible biomass as possible so that the food system that the astronauts bring forward when they get beyond low Earth orbit, they branch out to the Moon and Mars, we'll be able to take advantage of the nutrients that we can provide with fresh crops. Reason being, probably all you guys know that from the beginning of the space program to today, the food system that the astronaut eats has always been something that's been shipped up from the ground. They've never had to rely on any supplemental nutrition other than vitamins that they've been sent to them. Why that doesn't work for the future is that as we start going further and further away from Earth, we have several things happen. Our ability to supply logistical mass to those longer distance places becomes much more of a challenge, much more costly, and the time it takes to supply that food to places like Mars can be a significant amount of time. So it may be that for missions beyond 3 years, what I'm looking at is a degradation in key vitamins and nutrients that are stored within that prepackaged food. We're even talking about the possibility of for missions to Mars having to pre-stage food on Mars. And that means potentially launching something well before the crews actually leave and depart. So it might have to be good for 5 years. So think about shelf life of foods we have now. We're working with a lot of different folks within academia, within different governmental agencies to see how can we extend the usable life of that food, but we're not past 3 years yet. So that's where crops come in. We can grow crops along the way. We can target key nutrients that start degrading in the food system to give them that extra nutrition that they'll need, especially at the end of a 3-year mission when they've been gone in microgravity and partial gravity for 3 years. That's when the food is going to have the least efficacy and certainty. How is it that plants behave in the microgravity environment? How reliably can I grow them? And where are the challenges when it comes to that?
Who did the aliens?
In this scope and in this project, what we're focused on is early detection of plant stress so that we can reduce it the stress as soon as possible and mitigate any kind of crop loss. Two different approaches that we're taking. One is hyperspectral, where we use narrow bands, only about 10 nanometers at a time, between 400 and 1,000 nanometer wavelengths. And we have a multispectral approach where we're taking about 100 nanometer wavelengths at a time, closer all together. And so, with this multispectral approach,
Like your dance with socks.
Thanks.
I'm rocking mine today.
Y'all. Oh wait, I'll join you guys.
There you go.
My pants are really long, but.
All right.
Yes.
System.
Yes.
Basically, Rachel building a tricorder for plants.
Yes. And you press a button and you walk away for weeks at a time. From the camera. You don't have to pay attention to it any more than that. Imaging only takes a few. You can actually process whatever it is you're doing. It can process about 30 images in a fraction of maybe a minute. It doesn't take very much time for the processing. So, and it's all done with, very readily available technology and software. Whereas over here, we have a hyperspectral camera, and this camera is about 100 pounds.
Ooh, potato research.
Okay, now I'm going to bring you guys inside the actual vehicle assembly building and a few other awesome facilities over at NASA Kennedy Space Center, which is in Cape Canaveral in Florida. And now we are standing outside of the vehicle assembly building, which is right behind me. This thing is massive. I can't wait to bring you inside. As I mentioned before, it's 525 feet high. And this is where they assemble the rocket vertically, which is why its name is Vehicle Assembly Building. Okay, let's head on inside.
Certified to operate them is because the training is so in-depth. You can imagine when you have spaceflight hardware, you have to be incredibly delicate when you're lifting those. So it's a super specialized training to be able to operate those cranes. And so with Space Shuttle, they would roll the orbiter in here. There's processing facilities, unfortunately, so you can't see it. But they roll it in to the floor. The crane would come down, lift it up, and then they would stack it. It would be the last thing to get stacked. The two SRBs would be the first things, then they would put the external tank in, and then the shuttle.
Wow.
So something fun, maybe I just think it's fun, but the entire weight of the shuttle is all on those SRBs, and that's going to be the same for the Space Launch System rocket. The first things that are going to get stacked in there are the SRBs, and it's pretty much the thing holding the entire weight of the entire vehicle. Yeah, so.
Just marching on through the vehicle assembly building. Imagine just like coming to work every single day, kind of coming here and being like, yeah, going to a place where history is being made, where humans are exploring space. This is just like really, really awesome. I mean, I keep using the word awesome, but I can't exactly articulate what the sensation is walking in here. But I mean, you guys can probably relate. You understand what it's like just going somewhere, seeing a rocket launch and seeing where literally history is made. Look at this. Look at this. This is amazing. From Apollo to the SLS. That is just, wow. I don't remember this actually being here last time I was here. Let's get a closer look. Wow. Now look at that. That's the space shuttle being held by a crane. Like a giant crane, like when you play the crane game and you're trying to get a stuffed animal. It's literally holding a massive space shuttle. This one right here is Discovery. That crane is right there. It's right there. And it's there. You know, it's one thing to actually see the images, and it's just a whole other thing to see it in real life. I am so excited for what's going to be coming next.
Rocket booster for the Space Launch System. So our engineers have been in here using the cranes, just practicing stacking and maneuvering those parts of the real hardware that's here. I'm going to keep going this way.
So what you see right behind me is something known as the crawler, moving at about 1 mile per hour. It takes 8 hours to transport the launcher itself from the vehicle assembly building to the launch pad. It's so cool, it's massive. So I'm gonna zoom in for you guys to see those wheels and everything that makes up the crawler itself. It's so cool, I can't believe I'm in here. Look at how massive this place is. Look at that, 525 feet high. I hope we get to go up there, come on.
They usually run the crawler. This is the mobile launcher for the Space Launch System. So this is what's gonna be used to process, assemble, and launch the Space Launch System rocket. So there's a crawler, it's under it right now.
Whoa.
It's super rare to see in here. So this crawler transporter rolls in here under the platform, then the platform goes on top of it, and then that's how they roll out to the launch pad. So from this high bay out to Launchpad 39B, which we're gonna go to next, it takes the crawler about 8 hours to get there. The crawler is traveling at a top speed of about 1 mile per hour. When there's a rocket on board, it gets 30 feet to the gallon. You might be able to see the treads on it, on the right there, kind of through the gate. Each one of those feet on the tread.
I don't want to block it. Oh wow, that's huge. That's the wheel. It's huge. Wow.
So there's a cab on each side of the crawler. The crawler cannot go forward and backwards. So once they get up to the top of the launch pad, the driver just goes to the opposite side and starts driving the guide.
Wow.
The steering wheel, if you get a chance to see the steering wheel, it looks like a big one because it's so small, because it's pretty much a straight pad. There's one curve you have to take to get to the launch pad. So this will be and so the crawler.
That's sick.
The crawler's been around since the Apollo program.
Wow. So this right here is the crawler, which is what transports the launcher itself from the vehicle assembly building to the launch pad. It takes around 8 hours to get there, moving around 1 mile per hour. And like, look at how massive those wheels are right there. This is crazy. You can look right up there is actually where the rocket would fit in, right in those openings. This is so rad. Look at that, look at those wheels.
Their facility is way closer. So during like Apollo and shuttle, they would have equipment in the low bays with platforms. So that's why there's those doors there for this station.
That leads to nowhere now, right? Yeah. There's some of the platforms are still there.
Yeah, so these are original to Apollo.
Yeah, these the red ones.
So we can stop here real quick. It's good to start with this just to see the scale of the operations that take place inside this. You guys ready to keep going?
Yeah. Solid rocket boosters, in case anyone doesn't know the acronym. I know, there's so many acronyms.
Yeah, so this wall has the signatures of the folks who work for the Space Shuttle program out here. So in 2011, at the end of the program, they let the team come out here and sign it. Also, if you look down, you can see the entrance to the high bay portion of the building. So there's 4 high bays in here. You can see the numbers. There's 2, 4 on this side. And then 3 is the far one, and 1 is right here. So if you want to go to High Bay 1, there's an old Space Shuttle mobile launch platform that's actually sitting in there. So you can kind of see the scale of the vehicle. Right here would be the external tank, and then you can keep that to solid rocket boosters.
What did you say about the solid rocket boosters? Is this the external tank?
Yeah, see those 2 holes?
Yes.
Right there and there, so that's where the solid rocket boosters would come down, and then the external tank is this big one right here.
Wow.
So each high bay has a set of doors that takes about 45 minutes to open. They are the largest doors in the world. So at the bottom they have 2 horizontal doors that open, and then they have vertical ones, 7 that kind of stack on top of each other. So especially when the weather is nice and then they want a breeze to come through, they'll open some of these up and you can look out. Exactly. There is a very common myth that the vehicle assembly building have its own weather. Unfortunately, that's not true. I'm sorry.
Oh, he lied to us last
So those
time.
are the biggest doors.
Yeah, these doors on these high bays.
The build. Sorry.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
It'll be a good one. I'll go grab it. That's actual science, huh?
Yeah.
But they're in there. You're not that's just what they
So I haven't moved any like hardware in there yet, but just that kind of
So I'm on the other side of the gate, but what's behind this is a model mock-up of the solid rocket booster for the SLS, which is the Space Launch System. Super excited for that. It's pretty far on right now in manufacturing, and you can see right over there is the outskirt that they're actually practicing maneuvers of moving it in and out. And this is extremely important for those of you guys that are wondering, like, okay, well, why would they make a model mock-up? Well, it's super important because they want to be able to measure and actually have an accuracy when it comes to having these parts finally being done manufactured and actually assemble them here. So this is really cool that this is something they're working on right now every single day. The people that are around me working here, they're nice enough to like let us kind of stand here. But yeah, they're working on this every single day and it's awesome. So we're gonna head on over to the next thing. This is the vehicle assembly building and we have both history and current and future all going on right now. It's like, yeah, we're literally living in an entire circle of life. This is the vehicle assembly building and I just wanted to give you guys this perspective so you could see just how large it is. Woo! This is so cool. So it's all of like history of Apollo and then the space shuttle program and now looking at SLS. There's so much being built here. I mean, just look at this scale. Look at it. It's massive. These are the biggest doors I personally have ever walked through and I cannot wait for what's next when it comes to NASA and exploring space. Wow. Look at those doors. So bright. What up everyone? So we're out here and we're just hanging out right by the big door where all the astronauts are coming on out. I'm literally just sitting here where not a lot of people come in the parking lot where the astronauts get ready just before launch. So they actually come right out these doors, they start to board the vehicle, which brings them then to the actual rocket itself. So just like that Saturn V during the Apollo missions, this is so exciting because this is history. This is what brought people to space. It's such an exciting moment and just to be here, I can't even express to you guys, it is like living history all over again. There's stickers on the door. I'm going to show you a quick sample of what it looks like right now. You see stickers that have been put up for generations of people. And so to just have the opportunity to just be here and to walk up there, it truly is extraordinary and I cannot wait to share more with you guys. Okay, bye. Behind me is where the doors are, where the astronauts would actually be walking out. This is the walkway where they would then board and get ready to head on up to the rocket. This is such a perfect photo op. I'm going to show you guys a little bit around as everyone gets their pictures. So right up here is where the van would be rolling up. And of course, then you have those designated astronaut parking zones, which is super, super cool. Right here, just like look at that. That is so cool. Let's count, come with me. Let's count how many spots there are. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like really, really fun. So it's just so surreal to be out here. I mean, this is just amazing. We've got the launch tomorrow going on and I can't wait for this. I'm so excited because we're all gonna do a runway walk and I'm super, super stoked.
Let's do this.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're about to head on in for the NASA TV news conference. I'm super excited for this. Let's go on inside.
Welcome to the What's on Board briefing for CRS20. Let's talk a little bit about why we do research on ISS.
I mean, the excitement never goes away. There are new capabilities coming online all the time on station. The investigators you're going to hear about when we exit stage right here are going to talk to you about a lot of hard work they put into the ground in order to get their research up onto science, but up on the station and in the space environment. And there's a lot of work to come once they get the samples back, but we're just starting to scratch the surface. I mean, access to space is becoming more affordable. It's now affordable for middle and high schools to fund their own payloads and experiments to go up. That trend's only going to increase, so we're going to see more and more innovation, more and more new wow discoveries coming from the space environment that will help NASA further its exploration as we go deeper into space, but will also translate directly into things that benefit us here on Earth. So it's an exciting time.
Now right here is Launchpad 39B, which is the famous launch pad for the space shuttle program. What you're looking at is actually the tracks where the crawler, which is that giant launch transporter, it moves at about 1 mile per hour. It actually
lines up right along these tracks right here. So what you're seeing are these steel rods that the crawler's tracks go across as it delivers the rocket to the launch pad. Now, this launch pad is famous for launching space shuttles from the last one, which is the Endeavour, to the Atlantis, to the Discovery, the Challenger, and the Columbia. And it's so cool because this literally is where history was made. This is what brought people from the Earth up to space. What you're looking at are the lightning towers that are surrounded around there. And that's extremely important for, of course, the day of launch, because you're going to want to make sure every single safety precaution is taken prior liftoff. So, in case you guys are wondering, that's my rendition of trying to be the crawler, because right over here is actually where the crawler is going across, right when it's about to deliver the rocket to the launch pad. So we're out here on the launch pad where the space shuttles were actually launching from. So I'm going to bring you guys around because this is just so surreal. I've never been out here before. And right here are the actual crawler tracks. So what you're looking at is a close-up of where the crawler itself would lock into place and get ready for the launcher for liftoff the day of launch. So that would be either the space shuttles or the SLS, which is going to be launching soon. I cannot wait. And those are those lightning towers right there.
So we redid the brick on the side. We used 96,000 brick just to do the north side of the flame.
This is the launch pad, Rose.
Oh, so pretty.
Isn't it though?
Love it.
Love it.
Has that rustic look to it.
Very industrial.
Yeah. Now here's a little bit of a history of Launchpad 39B. The very first launch was actually Apollo 10, which was on May 18th, 1969. And that was actually really the first time that the pad's water deluge system was used. So of course what we were looking at was the flame trenches, and where the flame trench would actually then suppress or deflect the ignition when the rocket would get ready for takeoff. So that was the first time it was ever used, and there's been so many launches ever since, including all the space shuttles from the space shuttle program, and hopefully soon for SLS, which is going to be for Artemis. Okay, so do you guys hear that? They're currently doing some construction out there, but right behind me is actually the water tower. To then release right during takeoff to, of course, absorb that shockwave. There's going to be a lot of sounds, a lot of rumble, and in order to protect like the people that are close by to not shatter windows, it's going to release all that water to then counteract with the ignition of the engines. This is just so rad that I'm out here. And I keep saying so rad, but it's just because this is so surreal. To be out here, I can only imagine how many people have actually walked on this concrete, this actual walkway where the crawler delivers these launchers. It's actually really beautiful too, because we're right on the coast, so you can see the beach, and then you can see all of nature. I mean, this is, it's so peaceful. And yet you can kind of feel that excitement to know that the launch is happening today. So now I'm sitting right in front of the actual flame trench, so I can't express to you guys just how important it is to have this specific area of the launch pad. So I'm out here on Launchpad 39B, and this is where the space shuttle program had their space shuttles launching from. So this is really, really cool. So right up here is where you actually would have, right when the ignition happens, in order to suppress all of that propulsion, all of that power and everything in the flames, there would be so much water flooding in, thousands of pounds flooding in of water in order to suppress that sound. There's actually a little thing right over here that says sound suppression, and I mean, this is just this is just awesome.
I mean, this thing is massive. Hello! Ah, the human experience. Love this. Those are some rocket birds, guys. Those are rocket birds.
It's not there. There's no pulse. It's real. There's no pulse. Holy shit.
I'm getting off the bus right now. I'm about to fall over because I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. This is so cool. This is so cool. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. I don't know where we're supposed to go up to, but I'm just gonna keep walking till they scream. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay.
We're all like 5-year-olds.
Now, this is a proper heel click moment.
That is the Falcon 9 rocket with the final Dragon cargo capsule right on top, guys. I am so excited for this. Oh my gosh. And look, even the cones say SpaceX. Even the cones say SpaceX. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at what's right in front of me. So, everyone here on Instagram, right above you, I actually have my DSLR, so I'm gonna try and like shoot some of this. Let me see, I'm not blocking the rocket, am I? No, okay. So there's the rocket, there's me. This is just so cool. I literally look like I could actually touch the rocket. So for those of you guys wondering, this is the Falcon 9 Block 5 configuration of the rocket. So that means it's the most recent configuration of the Falcon 9 rocket. So that's through SpaceX, and I'm out here in NASA Kennedy Space Center. So it's getting ready to launch up a whole bunch of awesome science. Things from like Adidas. Adidas is launching some new like memory foam up there to experiment things for their shoes up in space in zero gravity. This is so cool. There's scientists that are launching their experiments. They're working on growing food. They're growing peppers in space. They're growing vegetables. There's also experiments trying to measure like the immunity of humans in space. You know, we have our eyes set to the cosmos, to going to the moon, going back to the moon and going to Mars. And it all starts here. It really does. Wow. Oh wow.
And now it's the day of the actual launch, so I'm going to bring you guys to all the awesome things that are happening the day of a launch, everything that it takes to put into a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launch itself, as well as the countdown with all the amazing people I was surrounded with, of course, on the causeway. Such an exciting moment, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hey everyone, so I'm sitting out here right now. We're at about 1 hour until launch. I can't explain the energy that I can just feel out here. I mean, I'm sitting right in front of the massive NASA building. I'm literally staring at it, and then right behind me is, of course, that SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. I am so excited. It's been such an adventure learning all about the research and the science that's going to be going on this rocket, on this mission going up to the ISS. And yeah, now it's just a matter of counting down and watching that thing go on up into space. So I've now resorted to putting my hood on because it's quite bright out here, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tour of where exactly I am and where they brought us out here. So I'm about to bring you guys to the giant countdown. It's this huge like television, except that it actually like counts down all the different minutes until finally launch is gonna happen. So it's super cool. You guys have probably seen it in movies. Well, this is it in real life. Let me turn off this light so you guys can see it. There we go. And of course, there it is, the CRS20 mission. I cannot wait. This is going to be so exciting. Just look at this view too. This is so sweet. So now I'm sitting out here on the grass, which is so exciting to do out here at NASA because you're literally on grassland. You're right on the beach, we're right on the coast, and behind me is the giant countdown. How awesome is this? This thing is massive, and this is where literally the famous countdown is happening, from the Apollo missions to the space shuttle programs to now, of course, the SpaceX launch that's about to happen. So as you guys can see, we're at about T-minus 51 minutes and 1 second. Oh, there we go. T-minus 50 minutes and counting. I am super excited for this. I can't even explain to you guys how exciting this really is. We're at about T-minus 10 minutes, so I'm super stoked. So I'm sitting out here, got my camera going. This is gonna, I'm just actually really excited to capture the audio. That's gonna be probably the best part. But I'm gonna stay live for you guys so you can actually watch with me. This is really gonna be awesome. I'm sitting out here on a bunch of bleachers. Everyone's got their awesome cameras set up. So let me show you guys what it looks like. So that's right out there. It's crazy how much this actually can zoom in. Woo, so excited. Who else's heart is racing right now?
90 seconds.
Woo! So close. We got 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Much closer now.
1 minute.
Woo! Go Dragon! Go Dragon! Go SpaceX! Oh my gosh!
Right now the rocket's on startup mode, which means the computers have taken over.
All right, 30 seconds.
30? Oh, okay. Is there a lag? What's going on? Wow. That's amazing. Make sure you guys look with your eyes too. Oh. Wow. Woo! Oh. This is amazing. It's like right overhead. Oh my gosh, I'm literally falling into the bleachers right now to get this view. Look at that, guys. Wow. Yes! That is amazing! That is amazing! Oh! Wow!
20 seconds. There it is. There it is.
Wow!
Coming in
hot, yep! Oh my gosh! Wow! 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 That is so cool. It's right there, and then it's there.
Oh my God! Look at those colors.
We're about to see here.
Yeah!
Yes!
And then
Yes, and I got the sonic boom on audio. Oh yeah. Oh my god, my battery didn't die. Oh my gosh, I can't explain to you guys how awesome that was. So what's so exciting about this is there's multiple levels to this rocket launch. I mean, this is SpaceX, so it's not just about taking off and that's it and we all get excited. It's everything after that. It's seeing the engine burn, it's seeing the stage separation, it's seeing it landing back down on Earth, and this was a success. This was so exciting, and I'm so happy because I've never actually heard the sonic boom in real life, and I got it on audio on my camera. I cannot wait to extract the file later and share it with you guys, to hear it in real life. Thank you all for staying on this live with me the whole time. I know I was like super quiet during it. I can't explain to you how exciting and emotional it is that I like was literally at a loss for words. I didn't know what to do, so I just was like listening and being in the moment, and we all were looking up at the night sky. But this was this was awesome. I love you guys. Okay, bye my space peeps. Thank you so much guys for watching. I am so stoked for this launch. I cannot wait. So go Falcon 9, go Dragon Cargo, go SpaceX, and go NASA!